Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, Piper's new M700 certified. Spirit JetBlue marriage called off for good. Southwest Airlines pausing hires through 2024. Welcome to Airborne-Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Piper's new M700 certified. Piper Aircraft's new M700 Fury achieved type certification by the FAA on February 29th. The Swift bird has a maximum cruise speed of 301 knots and a maximum range of 1,424 nautical miles. It is equipped with Pratt & Whitney's PT-6A 52 engine, generating 700 shaft horsepower and the latest G3000 cockpit. The M700 truly maximizes the abilities of the PA-46 generation, with takeoff distance over a 50-foot obstacle at sea level standard day, and at MG tow taking up 1,994 feet, representing a 641-foot, 24% improvement over predecessor M600 SLS. Initial climb after an MG tow departure offers a 2,048 FPM climb rate, 32% better than the M600 SLS. Settled into the climb, the M700 Fury reaches flight level 250 in 13.9 minutes after covering a short 34-mile and while only burning 97 pounds of fuel. Landing over a 50-foot obstacle, the M700 Fury achieves a 26% reduction versus the M600 SLS. The M700 Fury international validations for Canada, Europe, the UK, and Brazil are on track to be completed in the second half of 2024, with customer deliveries in those regions before the end of the year. And after the break, Airbus helicopters feast at HAI 24. For 15 years, the Aero-News network has provided live coverage of the annual Aircraft Electronics Association Convention and Trade Show, and we are pleased to do so again this year. Join us March 19th at 8:30 a.m. Central for the AEA opening session and exciting new product introductions, and then again on March 20th and 21st for in-depth interviews with the newsmakers in the avionics industry, live from the exhibit hall floor at airborne-live.net.
A special month is coming to Sun & Fun's 50th fly-in celebration. Multi-platinum singer Dylan Scott.
Out here living my best life, yeah.
Dylan Scott with special guest Sarah Evans.
Ponytail girl grown up to be a woman, now she's gone in a blink of an eye.
Get your tickets now. Be a part of the kickoff celebration for Sun & Fun's 50th fly-in. Go to flysnf.org.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John Kay.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/rusty today for details.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Airbus helicopters feast at HAI 24. Airbus helicopters capped their Heli Expo 2024 attendance with commitments for 155 aircraft in all, bolstering their presence in the international helo market with a raft of rescue, tour, and passenger transit sales. Granted, of those 155 commitments, only 40 are firm orders, but things have a way of working out when clients want them. High-profile operators like German SAR and medevac specialist DRF Luftrettung got Airbus some nice bragging rights this time around, padding out their world fleet with some brand new Airbus aircraft. Sunshine State Summit brings USPA fee raises. The United States Parachute Association met for its 2024 Winter Board of Directors meeting with good and bad news for membership. On the bad news side, the USPA has increased fees across the board, with new memberships, renewals, licenses, and ratings seeing a 20% bump in cost. The USPA has kept its 2018 pricing since instituting those rates and says it has to kick the fee schedule upward to, quote, keep in line with increased costs brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic and general cost of doing business and inflation issues over the past 6 years, end quote. True Simulation snags naval sim contract. True Simulation announced the receipt of a multi-engine training system and ground-based training system contract from the Naval Air Warfare Center Training Systems Division. The base award will see them provide a trio of unit training device simulators in a King Air 260 standard configuration, a single operational flight trainer simulator in the METS T-54A configuration, one simulator support station for the METS T-54A sim, and 21 desktop trainers for avionics training. Scalewings debuts 2 newest Mustangs. German Mustang replica manufacturer Scalewings completed 2 more examples of their SW51 Mustang, shipping them off to customers in South Africa and Texas. The team is looking forward to the exhibition circuit this year, coming hot off the heels of expansions to their production facility. Scalewings highlighted some of their recent investments into the improved throughput, hopefully ready to cash in on fresh orders at next month's Sun and Fun. That effort bore fruit since they have now established and standardized their target production output of, quote, 1 new build-assist ready-to-fly aircraft every 4 to 6 weeks, end quote. Well, that's it for today's Trip Around the Patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Spirit-JetBlue marriage called off for good. The would-be merger between JetBlue Airways and Spirit Airlines is done for good, since the carriers failed to see a way where it could be completed within the shareholders' agreed-upon July 24th deadline. Despite their attempt to expediently handle the appeals process after the merger's blockage in court, both airlines feel that, quote, terminating is the best path forward for both companies as required closing conditions, including receiving necessary legal and regulatory approvals, were likely to be met by the merger agreement's outside date of July 20th, 2024, end quote. The duo were going to have their case heard in June, which is cutting it very close to begin with, leaving aside whether the Court of Appeals would actually reverse their colleagues' decision to abort the merger to begin with. It's not great news for JetBlue in any case, since they now must pay Spirit $69 million to cut all ties with the fiancé-turned-competitor. JetBlue CEO Joanna Garrity said, quote, JetBlue has a strong organic plan and unique competitive advantages, including a beloved brand, a unique value proposition, and high-value geographies. We have already begun to advance our plan to restore profitability. We look forward to sharing more on our progress in the coming months, end quote. And after these messages, Southwest Airlines pausing hires through 2024.
I grew up in an aviation family. My dad flew airplanes and flew air shows actually, so ever since I was 3 years old, the only thing I've ever wanted to do was be an air show pilot. It's cliche, but I get to live my dream every single day. I'm currently using the Hartzell Talon, the new aerobatic propeller. It's increased the performance of the airplane. It's made the harmonics balance throughout the airplane so much better. By far the best aerobatic propeller that I've ever flown behind.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, an even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
Welcome back. Southwest Airlines pausing hires through 2024. A memo from Southwest Airlines has begun circulating on the web describing the company's plans to halt all hiring through the rest of the calendar year, stating that the company's current size is sufficient for anticipated growth and demand. SWA has already begun rescinding conditional job offers to pilots in its pipeline, with water cooler talk sounding as if those with class dates past April are more likely to be canceled. The carrier offered a consolation prize of moving pilots with the previously issued CJO to the deferred candidate pool for use when hiring starts again. The news was met with a range of pessimism among the online pilot base, being at once an unpromising indicator of corporate health and a validation of rumors about the state of SWA at the ground level. Despite gaining a new contract and some hefty back pay, Southwest pilots have informally and anecdotally reported difficulty padding out their schedules with additional trips. That makes sense, since Boeing 737 MAX 7 remains in bureaucratic limbo along with its larger MAX 9 sibling. Southwest can't go through with growth plans for the rest of the year. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.